Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be working through a plan with me. So today is a Sunday and I usually do my scheduling through the weekend, either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. This week it falls on Sunday. So I wanted to sit down with you guys, show you guys how I do our planning for the week. Now, we do stick by a schedule. It's not a timed schedule. It's just kind of more like a rhythm of what classes we do in what order. I feel like it's really important for us to do that to keep us all on track. So I wanted to kind of sit down with you guys, show you guys how I plan out my daughter's week. So my sister usually takes her schedules home. I print them out for her and she does them while she's at home. But I did want to sit down with you guys, show you guys how I get through mine. If you're new here, my name is Liz. I homeschool my daughter and my son, fourth grader and a pre-K. My sister does school with us and she has an 8th grader and a 3rd grader. So we do a lot of things together. And yeah, so let's go ahead and jump right into this plan with me. I like to do is I obviously grab my planner, you guys. I have all of my pens in here that I'm going to use. I have the schedule that I use for my daughter. I have the one we use. Wait, I have these backwards. Let's see. This is for my oldest niece. This is for my daughter and my youngest niece. And then I go ahead and I drag my daughter's cart over here that has all of her books that she's going to use. So if you guys watched my cart tour, this is my daughter's cart. Basically, all of her books are going to be here and down below here. So if I need to look into anything, I have them here for myself. I also have this here. These are all of her workbook pages, and I just look through this to kind of see what she's going to be working through and make sure that we are on the right lesson. Kind of walk through with you guys and explain what I'm doing. Now, this week is going to be a little bit different for us. We went to the mountains last week for a vacation and we were supposed to work or do schoolwork on Friday before we left. We took Friday off only because we had to prep and get ready and shop and all of those good things that come along with going on a trip. So we decided to take Friday off. So we are behind a day. We already accounted for that week that we were already going to be gone, but we didn't account for that Friday. So it's going to be a little mixed up this week, and if you are used to my channel and the way I work, things like that make it really hard on me when there is change, but I've been really working at it, especially with homeschool, because as you guys know, we really don't have a set schedule. Like, you don't have to be so hard on yourselves if you guys miss a day, you know, about catching up and things like that. So I have really been trying to work on that. So this is going to be one of the times that I have to figure out how to adjust and make things kind of go smoothly for this week. So getting started, what I typically pull from my cart is, this is our language arts daily guides. It's for our video manual. We use Rebecca and my daughter does the video led for her language arts. I have the Bible curriculum through Rebecca that we'll be working through. I also pull this family Bible because on our review days, I usually work through this with her. And then on her cart, what I'm going to need is her, where is it? It's a Bible character journal. This will be on her review days also, so I will stick that here with my pile of Bible. And then we are going to be starting our history in part 2. We're starting it this week. We have one project to do out of part 1. And so we'll actually be working out of part 2 through Notgrass. Next is our health. It's the American Girl Care and Keeping of You. I put together this little workbook to kind of go alongside it so that she can answer questions and they can kind of retain more of the information. Math, she already has everything she needs through teaching textbooks. I don't really have to do anything with that subject, which is really nice. What are we missing here? Science, my sister takes care of, so I will just write that she has science that day. I don't really keep track because my sister is in charge of that class. And then she has, let's see here, health, writing, her geography. So her geography, she uses 50 states, which is through Notgrass as well. And then I have put together this geography landforms workbook that she'll work through for her geography. And she will also work through her highlights. Now that's something else that we've added in for fun for the kids. Now last week we worked, so how do I say this? Okay, so I'm trying to do this so it's not confusing to you guys, but basically I have them work out of their Notgrass book 2 days out of the week, and for the last 3 days they work through their highlights and they read the funny facts about the state. Or mapping work, they put their flag on their state that they've worked through. And our 50 states also comes with these 2 workbooks. So that's typically what we do in a week, but because this week we didn't work through highlights at all last week, so they will be working through highlights for the remainder of this state. We are on North Dakota, so I'm going to spread this highlights book out for 5 days, and I will have them read their fun facts out of here. And I think that is it. History as well. I put together this president's booklet here. So they are reading with my sister through this Weird But True US Presidents and this Presidents of the United States from the Dollar Tree. So those are things that I'm going to have to schedule out in my planner. Another thing I wanted to tell you guys is on Fridays we do Fun Fridays, so we don't have all of the subjects, and instead of doing our regular Bible, we do group Bible. And with group Bible, I've been reading through this devotional here. We really are enjoying it. We just started it, but I really liked it. And then we're working through the Answers books for kids. This is volume 1. We do have this set. And then I've been reading One Blood for Kids by Ken Ham. And then another thing that we read through right now is the $1 Million, what is it? The Toothpaste Millionaire. I just started reading this last week, so, or the week before. Quickly, I just wanted to kind of touch on our schedule. If you want to see it more in depth, let me know. But what we basically did is we kept Bible first. And then our second period, we have all the kids doing math because we were trying to schedule it out to where their times matched up close enough for us to kind of stay on task. And then for instance, my sister will be working with my oldest niece through science. I'll be doing history with the younger girls, and then they all go into their English and language classes. So anytime one of us are available, that is when we work with my son. It's usually for about 15 to 20 minutes at a time. He does tend to want to stay a little bit longer. Sometimes he wants to leave sooner, but we always try to have him sit down for about 15 to 20 minutes with us. And that's actually working out really well. So that's basically how I figured out our schedule. So if you guys want to know more about like our layout, let me know and I will be sure to do a video for you guys. So this planner I added this Bible lineup to mine. I have to put it in here still, but what I did is I'm teaching Bible with my daughter. After 3 of the units, I will be teaching my oldest niece with us. So I had to figure out how to incorporate both of their curriculums together and which lineup would make more sense. So that is what this is here. I did not do my attendance last week, so I'm just going to catch up on the things that I didn't do when I left real quick. Okay, so my attendance is done. We are on, let's see what lesson we're on, you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 14, 10. Okay. Now, originally I was going to use this for my daughter, but I think I'm going to use 2 of these, one for my daughter and son and one for my 2 nieces. But I'm not going to fill these out now, but now that I know our schedule for this first semester or quarter, I'm going to be filling this out. I just won't bore you guys and do that right now, but I have to add this. And I did want to mention, if you guys have your planner spiral bound and you need to add something to it, I just use my Pro Click. I punch the holes in here, and then I literally take scissors and I just snip the side of each hole, and then I just push it into here, and you can add the page. The next thing I have to do, our PE. We're gonna go to the next section in Tally's planner. Instead of flipping back and forth, I'm just gonna use this to kind of go off of what Tally used. This was hers for the last week that we did before our vacation. So I am just going to use this. And we are going to do Bible. And our Bible that we left off on lesson 84 through the roof. Okay, so then that means that for Bible for Tuesday, we are going to do lesson 85, and this is going to be review. So when we do review, that is when we use our family Bible. So I'm going to go all the way to the back because that's where the New Testament is. And I'm going to see if they talk. See, we just learned the marriage feast, and then what I did with that is Tally wrote about it. So this is her miracles about the wine. So she wrote about it in there, and that's usually what we do. But I don't have every single thing in her Bible character book. So let's see if they have the next miracle. Oh, Sermon on the Mount. They may not have it in here. Don't have it in there. So what I will have Tally do is I will read a little bit from here. I'll review the questions from the lesson that I read the day before just to kind of refresh her memory. And then another thing that I have her do is she has been drawing in here scenes like from the Bible that we read about. So this was about Simon and Peter. And so I'm gonna have her draw a picture of that. So draw the picture. And then, so Bible, she's gonna be doing lesson 86. And that will be a complete review of lessons 1 through 7. So complete review lessons 1 through 7. So then when that happens, I will be taking parts out of here that we learned about and just talking to her about the specific things from each of these. Or I can ask her the questions and talk about it from the review in the back of this. Or I can always flip through the pages from our family Bible and look through there. So I'm going to leave that blank because I know what I do for our review. Okay, you guys, so I noticed that my camera cut off. For Thursday, we're just gonna be working through lesson 87 for cleansing the temple and Nicodemus. And then Friday, we do group Bible on Fridays, like I mentioned. So with group Fridays, we use these books here. So So we will work through, let's see, we usually do 2 pages out of this. So I'm gonna do answers. We will do 14 through 17. So this book has so many cool little questions. Like this one's, why did God make a week 7 days long? We just read one about if Adam and Eve had belly buttons. And oh my gosh, it was so good, you guys. It was really good. So we're working through that. We have our 10-minute Bible here, our devotional. So we're only on to, like I said, we only did it 1 lesson. So this is our devotional, Devo, and this will be page 13. So we will read 13 through 16. And then the last one we'll read is One Blood for Kids. I don't think, did I put, oh, I did. Okay, so we are starting here on page 12, so I'll just put 1B, page 12. I'm only going to read 12, 13, and 14 because it seems like starting on 15 starts a whole like concept, so that I'll read together with this. Yeah, okay. So that is our group Bible. I did also want to mention with our Becca Bible, it comes with like a CD that we listen to that goes along with the lesson and stuff like that. We have a verse. So this is our new one that we're working on for this week. So it's Psalm 7:17. I will praise the Lord according to his righteousness and will sing praise to the name of the Lord Most High. So each one of the girls have one of these cards. They're laminated. I actually created these. They're on my website for free if you guys want to check them out. So we're doing this and I'm creating something right now. I'm actually going to be doing a video, I think today, of my plan, prep, create. And so you guys may see them in there, but we're going to be working along with that for our verse. So we are still doing a verse. We do not use the verses through Becca. I've chosen to go another route with that. So this is the verse card that we're going to be working on through this week here. So I'm just going to write the verse 7:17. All right, so that is our Bible. Next, we are moving on to math. I'm just gonna grab a different color pen, and this is going to be math. And I'm just gonna write it all the way down the page. Now we do not do math on Fridays, so I'm leaving that one blank. It's gonna be lesson 13. Now with teaching textbook, I'm going to go into my little login here. I'm going to see what lessons she has and when she has a quiz. History is going to be 3 days this week. So Friday we're going to be doing our project that we were supposed to do this last Friday. So we're gonna move on to the next set of lessons in here. So we're working through our part 2 book. We're just starting in here. So let's see, I gotta get on the roll, you guys, with getting our units done. Oh my gosh, we have this unit. Okay, so I've been putting together some unit studies or book studies. So this is the first telephone call. This is for Alexander Graham Bell, and I did a unit study on him. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna work through this. So this is going to be lesson 46. I'm just gonna write Bell. And this is through our Star Spangled. Okay, and then, so for Tuesday, I have these unit studies that I put together to do along with a book to kind of just read more about him and how we have our telephone and how that all got started. So this will be our bell unit. Now usually on Thursdays in place of history we have landforms. So I just need to see how I'm going to break this up. So let me go ahead and get the reader that we are going to be using. Okay, so these are the books that we're going to be using for this unit study here. So it's not really long at all. And I want to break it up to where we can have this done this week, but I need to see how that will work. You know what I'm gonna do, you guys? There's no way, I don't think I'm gonna have this done in just like 3 or 4 days. So I'm just gonna work each day until I feel like we've put in enough time and we've done enough, and then we'll move on. That's one thing that I'm working on this year, and I'm really trying my hardest to, you know, implement it. So I'm listening to my own advice, and I'm not gonna stress. So I'm just gonna put bell unit on all 3 of these days. You can see here that we do history Monday through Wednesday, Thursday's landform, and then our Fridays just kind of are jumbled up. We mix up the lessons. So this week is going to be different. We're going to do history Monday through Thursday, and then Friday we're gonna go ahead and do landforms. So landforms will go, I don't know yet where it's going to go, but I'm gonna have to rearrange our Friday with my oldest nieces to like match up. So we will do our landforms and our project together on the same day. Okay, so language, she's gonna be starting A Song of Brooke for a book report. So Song of Brooke. We're gonna be doing lesson 14. She's just doing lesson 15. So lesson 15, 16. So language 16. And then quiz 3, I'm gonna write in red, is going to be on lesson 17. So lesson 17 is quiz 3. And then it just says to save quiz 4. Okay, so, and then Friday, let's see what we do for Friday. It's gonna be mixed up. So it says skill sheet here. So I've been having her do her critical thinking instead of her skill sheets because I really like them, but I think it's important that she does this too. All right, so with the language, she's going to, on Friday, she's just gonna be working through her skill sheet, which is this through Abeka. She reads this and then she answers the questions here on the back. And so that will take the place of her language. And then she's going to read 129 through 138 and 160. So moving on from our language, Tally will have spelling next. So let's see here. We're just gonna go straight through the list all the way until Thursday and write spelling here. And then Fridays, she doesn't have spelling except for her list. So I won't write, or you know what? I can actually write that because that's next in the order of her lessons. So I know right here with her spelling, I just want her to write her list and no video. So I'm gonna write that there for her now. So she starts her new list on Monday. List 3, and I'm gonna write new so I'm not confused. And so she'll do list 3 and the teacher will tell her when she needs to do her workbook page. So list 3, I'm going to look in my Abeka book here because I forget what lesson we're on. So list 3, list 2. Okay, so here's list 3. So that started lesson 14. So we are still on lesson 14. I should have written that so first, but lesson 15, it says for spelling, just to do her list again. So I'm gonna write it in red, and this is going to be lesson 18, and this is going to be her test 3. Now she'll only take her test on Friday if she misses anything on her trial test on Thursday. I actually like that. I wish that all of the tests would be on Fridays. I don't know how fun that would be for them. It's supposed to be Fun Friday. That doesn't sound very fun to have tests, but I'm just thinking as far as like them being shorter days. Now after spelling, she does her reading. Let's go to 100. This is the book she's reading right now. So she's gonna start on page 101. Page 101, and then I'm gonna pull this out. Now I don't always go off of Abeka's, but I do sometimes. 101 to 112. And then reading, it says that she's to do her skill sheet 6. What's skill sheet 6? See, she's behind on her skill sheets too because we skip them sometimes. I'm noticing that I need to change up my Fridays for our youngest girls. So these are switched when I typed this out. So I know Tally has her skill sheet to do on Friday. So I'm gonna write skill sheet here. I think I have it figured out, but I know you guys are thinking like, how is this a fun Friday? So we have group Bible. She has her skill sheet, so that crosses out her having to watch the video, so that takes less time. And then all she has, oh, this day she has her spelling test, but normally it would just be her list. Now, if she gets 100 on her spelling test for her trial test the day before, she won't even have to take it on Friday, so that won't even be there. Her geography is highlight, so it's super fun, you guys. It's literally this. It's like all kinds of fun little activities, word searches. So that is fun work. That's not like, you know, strenuous work for her. And then she has her land forms, which is also not hard, or it doesn't take a whole lot of thinking. She's gonna have her land forms. And she's on cave. Cave. So she actually looks up cave in here, and this is where she finds all the information she needs on cave, and she'll just draw a picture. So that is her land forms, and then she's going to have US presidents, so we will just write history here because the kids have US presidents. And they have their puppet project to do for history. And then the last thing, and I may squeeze this in earlier for Tally, is her, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking maybe I won't have her do this skill sheet, and I will have her do the critical thinking here, and then she'll just read. So she's not behind in reading. I think that is what I'm going to do, because that's a lot of work, I feel like. So I'm gonna write critical thinking. That's what I'm going to do. Critical thinking and her reading. Okay, so then that is it, you guys. her planning is completely done, but I just kind of balance things out. Now, if we don't get to something, that's okay. We just push it on to the next day and bump everything over. So what I do with my planner is, let me zoom in a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see. So if you guys can see, I have these little boxes that I've put here, and this is basically just to let me know when I finish something. So see here how these are all complete. I do little checks next to what we complete. So that has helped me so much, you guys, because then I just go back and check. So this is it for planning for my daughter. All right, you guys, that is it for this plan with me. I hope that it was encouraging to you guys. I like putting these videos out there for you moms to know how other mamas schedule out their weeks. Now, again, I do want to let you guys know that if you don't get through all of your things you're supposed to do in one day, just move it on to the next day and proceed to do that so that you know, you don't have that feeling of overwhelming. Now, I know that some moms feel like planning it out is overwhelming, and I can totally see how that can happen. It is overwhelming for me as well sometimes. For me though, I feel like planning it out is easier for me to see what my plan is and then try to accomplish it. But I have learned over the years of homeschooling that if we don't get through something that we are supposed to on that day or that week, push it on to the next. It'll be okay. Everything will still work out. Don't let it bring you down. Just like I was kind of walking through our history with you guys and how I was trying to get that unit study done in 1 week. And I'm thinking, okay, that's something that I don't want to do. Like, I want to take our time. I want to go through down those rabbit holes. I want to explore more things about what we're reading or the topics we're on. And so that is what I'm trying to implement in our homeschooling, just so that it's a little more relaxed. So even though I plan these things out, we don't always get them done how I want them to get done. Just like how we took that Friday off, and typically I would be so stressed out about it, but I feel kind of like a calmness about it now. So I hope that this is encouraging to you moms out there that are very typical, like type A personalities like myself, and just know that it is possible to work through these things and still have a plan, still have a schedule, but be okay when it doesn't always follow along like to a T, you know what I mean? So thanks you guys for hanging out with me today and seeing how I plan out our week of homeschool. Now every week is different. Next week is not going to look exactly the same as this week. But yeah, so all right, you guys, be safe, be blessed, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars,